Hi, I'm Michael Artsis, and this is Sports.com. Thanks for joining us. We have a very special guest in studio, the man who is always on the front page of the Baltimore Orioles website. Adam Jones is joining us in studio, came up with the Seattle Mariners, and for the last 3 seasons has played center field for the Baltimore Orioles. Very good center fielder, very good baseball player. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me out here. You're speaking a little too highly of me already, which is, pretty good. I like it already, so let's keep going.
Do you ever get confused or mixed up for Adam Pac-Man Jones in the NFL? I mean, Adam Jones is a pretty common name. I bet you if you looked in the phone book, there'd probably be 10,000 Adam Jones in just about every city in this nation. Have you ever been mistaken for Adam Pac-Man Jones?
Well, I mean, that happens all the time. There's a couple different ones. You have a musician, and I think a motocross biker, a painter, but only 2 African-American ones. And we get mixed up a lot on my Twitters always, Pac-Man, keep doing this for Cincinnati and all this. And I just respond to him as, it's not me. I play baseball, different sport, different guy. And, I'd rather be mixed up than, not mentioned at all.
Do you ever enjoy being mixed up, like the motocross guy? It could be fun to be a motocross guy for a little while. You go to a restaurant, somebody's like, "Hey, Adam Jones, the motocross guy."
That'd be cool. You know what I mean? I've always taken a little bit of a liking to motocross. I've never got on a bike and actually done any jumps, but I think it's cool. I think most sports are especially exciting, like the high engines and the high speeds. I always think those are pretty cool, and I always watch them, the X Games, all that kind of stuff.
It's good stuff,
That's
right?
good stuff. Sal Masakela is always over there screaming the loudest, so it's always good to hear him yell.
Now, you mentioned Twitter just a minute ago, so that nobody gets confused what your Twitter actually is. Let's give out your Twitter now.
Well, my new Twitter name is simply AJ10, and it's.
Are you official? Is that official? You're like, everybody can find that and it says you're the official guy?
It's official. I think Major League Baseball right now is verifying that as we speak. Just, I went through them just to make sure that everything is verified so no one is trying to steal the name. And, it's simple. The Adam Jones, I think, got a little bit too confusing with everybody else. Now, simply AJ10 is my initials and my number, so you can't really get that.
That's perfect. You can't have something better than that. And that's also your website as well, simply aj10.com as well.
Yes, sir. And it's a website that, a lot of people have been with me working on it. It's still a work in progress, and it's fun. It's something that I can just take my personal.
Do you enjoy tweeting?
Yeah, I actually do. I've sat on planes, and if I get internet on a plane, I'll sit and tweet.
What about when fans write to you? Do you like that?
I actually like it. I put things up that, obviously on Twitter, you get people's public opinion. So I put things up that, I'm not the smartest person in the world. So if I put up something on there that I'm incorrect, somebody's quickly to correct me.
Isn't that the greatest thing? You put something, you spell a word wrong, something simple, you're doing something quick, you spell a word wrong, 10 people are like, "I think you spelled that wrong, idiot."
Exactly.
Like, what are you talking about?
I type quick. I definitely don't proofread anything that I type, which is, sometimes can be good and bad.
You know what I used to do? I used to put in my signature on the bottom, I used to write when I first got the BlackBerry, "Written on my BlackBerry, spelling doesn't count."
Exactly. Stuff goes so fast nowadays. It autocorrects. When you put one letter in, it could change the whole entire word, and you just don't see that and you keep going. But, I ain't go to college. That's one excuse, I guess.
So how did you get on the front of the Orioles website, not only today, but almost every time that you go to the Orioles website, we see your picture?
I don't know.
Are there no other players in Baltimore?
you got tons of players in Baltimore. I've always, when I first got over there, Markakis and Roberts were everywhere. And, now I see a lot of myself, which is humbling. It's cool to be all over the, featured in the major league, on their websites.
It is pretty awesome. 6'2", 215. How big were you when you entered the minors?
Well, actually now I'm 6'3", 225.
Oh,
a little bit bigger. Well,
it's the chair, right?
Yeah, definitely. I was 6'1", 178 when I first came in.
Wow.
I was able to see my rookie card at FanFest a couple weeks back, and it looked crazy looking at myself, just skinny and just looking at myself at 17.
So is it that you matured and that you got older, or is it a combination of that and working out?
It's a combination of both. I think I just filled into my body. Everybody projected me to be the size I am now, and I've just finally grew up and filled into it.
What are the minor leagues like? I always wonder this, because guys go to the minor leagues, you make nothing. It's like $600 a month plus room and board, and you're staying with like some family. You're not even you don't even have your own place. And the carrot is dangled in front of you that if you make it to the majors, you'll make hundreds of thousands and then millions of dollars. and you're hoping that you'll get there, but it's just a hope. And you're sitting there with no money and, you know, eating ramen noodles. What is that like?
Well, I mean, me personally, I was blessed that, you know, I was able to be a first rounder, got a pretty good signing bonus. But I did the whole entire host family. I had a good one in Appleton, Wisconsin. You know, they gave me the older son's bedroom, so it was like the bottom stairs. He'd sometimes sneak in and, you know, party. And he was a high school student, so I wouldn't, you know, of course, I'm not going to tell on him. Probably am now. And but, you know, the minors to me, I try to tell a lot of people is, you know, the big leagues is where you want to be. Point blank. There's no in between.
There's nobody in the minors who's like, hey, I want to stay here.
No. So my thing was, I didn't try to necessarily make like friends with all my teammates. I didn't want to go out with the older guys because I was 18 there. So you had guys that were 21, 22 that were able to go out and party, and they did. Me, I was able to, you know, just went back to the hotel, went back to wherever I was at. I mean, of course, I partied a little bit, of course, but my whole thing was, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be around. I don't want to be in a no-name city. You know, I mean, the fans were great, but I'd rather be in the big leagues.
I just think I don't want to pick up those. I don't want to pick up the baseballs after batting practice anymore.
I mean, you still got pitchers. That's the thing about the off season is every time we hit, we always got to pick up the ball, so there's no pitchers out there. So when I get down to spring training, a few days, it'd be nice to have some pitchers out there to pick up the balls for us.
What about spring training? How excited are you for the season, and what is spring training like?
Well, to me, this is my first spring training with Buck. You know, I've heard a lot of things about the spring trainings that he has. You know, so I feel that he's gonna come in there and we're gonna work, which we need to. You know, we got nothing else to do. This is our livelihood. You know, we're there for the first couple weeks from, you know, 7 till noon. I think we can get our hardest work in then and, you know, relax and keep doing it because, you know, it's going to be a fun season. We've added a lot of guys, and, you know, I think a lot of people have labeled us as, okay, this is a surprise team in baseball. This is a team that they got some offense now. Let's see what they can do. And I mean, some people think that the World Series. I see it all on my Twitter, the World Series, all this. And first things first is we got to win Game 1. And, you know, I think after you win Game 1, you focus on Game 2 instead of focusing on October and February.
I think you're 100% correct. This is Sports.com. I'm Michael Artsis, joined in studio by Adam Jones, center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles. Spring training just a few weeks away here. What do you do right now as spring training is about to happen? Are there some like last meals you squeeze in, or are there some last like visits, or what do you do that you squeeze in right before spring training?
Well, before I left San Diego, I tried to eat all the bad food that I mean I missed so much throughout the season. So now, I mean, I'm in New York. I'm headed down Florida in a couple of days. I just will try to maintain, you know, take a couple of days off while I'm here, and then once I get down to Florida, it's the grind. That begins a 7-month grind that I'm ready for.
What do you hear about Showalter? Is he a player's coach, a player's manager?
I think he is, but at the end of the day, all he wants to do, his main objective is to win. I think, you know, as a player, I don't really care about all the other stuff I've heard. You know, it's kind of like saying like Lou Piniello, he was not this and that. All he cared about was going out there every single day, playing the game hard, and giving all you got. You know what I mean? He's a human. He understands mistakes, but you can control those. And if you go out there and play your tail off, I mean, yeah, who can be mad at that?
I think you're 100% right, and I think that the important thing is going out there and winning, and that's all that anybody cares about. When you look at his coaching tenure, when you look at him with the Yankees, he got them that close. The Diamondbacks, same situation. Right. So it seems like you guys should be just around the corner from a World Series appearance.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say just around the corner from a World Series appearance. I'd say we're just around the corner from...
No predictions then?
I'm not Nostradamus
just around
in that fact.
Just around the corner from turning the corner.
I think, exactly. I think we're now, you know, we got a lot of guys that have gotten older. Myself, Markakis, Weeder's a year in the big leagues. The young core it's gotten a little older with Mattis. So now you added some veteran guys with Guerrero, D-Lee, Hardy. You're going to put guys around them that, you know, can get the best out of them. You know?
How did you get into baseball when you were a kid growing up in San Diego?
Well, I mean, I played T-ball like everybody else. And then when I was 12, I was playing recreation over in Memorial in San Diego, and one of my friends was like, you want to play baseball? And basketball just ended, so I was like, sure. I mean, why not give it a shot? And ever since then, I'm...
Do you love baseball, or is it a job?
I love baseball. I don't look at it as a job. Some people are like, oh, you got to go to work. Nah, I don't look at it as that. I look at it as I'm getting to do what I wanted to do, you know, since I was 12, 13, and not many people can say that.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. What is it like when you hit a home run in a big league ballpark? I know that a lot of people always wonder this. The fans at home dream about it when they're kids, and they dream about it as adults. They live vicariously through guys like you. What's it like when you put one out of the park?
I mean, it's different. When you hit a home run at home, it's a different feeling than on the road. Home is, you know, everybody, all the eyes are on you, but everybody's cheering. Everybody's high-fiving everybody, you know what I mean, and throwing back their beers or whatever. When you're on the road, everybody's silent. You're the only person moving, and all eyes are on you. That's by far my favorite on the road.
Do you talk smack out there when you, like, let's say you hit a home run? Do you ever say anything to the pitcher when you're rounding the bases?
Never. I never say anything to the pitcher. You know, I know some of the pitchers, and then we might talk like foul ball or something. You know, a play where we end up coming close. We might have a couple words, but for the most part, yeah, I try not to, you know, say nothing to him. I just want to look into his eyes and see what he's try and think what he's thinking. But I mean, I have a little fun with the fans. I have some fun with the fans, depending on, you know, if they make it fun. If they're sitting there yelling and cussing, I'm not going to respond. But if they're telling good jokes, you know what I mean,
you'll say something.
I'll definitely get involved with them. You know what I mean, it's part of the game. That's the part I love the most.
Well, Adam Jones, thank you so much for joining us. Check him out at simply aj10.com, and you can find his Twitter there as well. His Twitter is at simplyaj10. Adam Jones in studio at sports.com. I'm Michael Artsis. Thanks for joining us. Be terrific.